All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to be a video on how there's going to be Israelites that look like the heathen nations, right? The reason why I'm going to be doing this video is because one of the labels that people like to try and put on Hebrew Israelites is that they're racist, man. Which the way that they'll try and say that Hebrew Israelites are racist is based on skin color, right? But even when you look at the 12 tribe sign, which is what Hebrew Israelites believe in, right? They believe that that sign shows who the Israelites are in the majority. Even in that sign, it shows that they are not racist according to even this world standards, because this world does not attribute Mexicans and so-called black people as being the same group. Neither does it say that Native Americans and black people are the same group. So let's say you have a Native American, which they are some out there, that they believe in the Hebrew Israelite doctrine and they're teaching it, right? Could you say that that Native American is racist when he's got a sign that he believes in saying that black people are Israelites? And in fact, that black people are the head tribe, African Americans are the head tribe, and they are Judah. Could you say that he's racist? But you'll notice that the main people that they like to try and say are racist too are the Israelites that would be considered so-called black, because that's one of the ways how they can try and push out a message to where, oh, the doctrine is not believable, it's just racism, right? But when you go into the scriptures, and I'll start at the last book in the Bible. In fact, when you go to the scriptures, you see that the Israelites are going to be scattered and are going to be gathered from all different places on the earth. So how could you say that they're going to look like just black people? Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Right? So Israelites are going to be gathered from and when you read this scripture and you go to the word kindreds, the word is Phyle. And if I'm not mistaken, the Strong's Concordance number is Strong's G3556, right? Strong's G3556, and it's philo or phile or something like that. And it says, the definition is, in the New Testament, all people descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, which would mean that they're Israelites, right? The Israelites aren't all going to be one carbon printed template, right, where they all look exactly the same shade, because even among the so-called black people, as people want to say, there's completely different shades of that. I'm not even the same color of so-called black, what people try and say, but really it's brown. I'm not even the same color of brown as my siblings, man, that have the same mother and father as me. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter, whatever. I'm not the same color as them. We don't end up the same color as our parents either, right? We don't end up exactly the same color as our parents. And we know, forget what any of these outsiders try and say, we know that so-called black people are several different shades, and it ain't got nothing to do with no so-called, oh, you've got some white in you and none of that. We know that so-called black people come out as different shades, man. We know that. Forget what any of these other people want to say that ain't part of us, right? That ain't part of being so-called black, as the world wants to say. We know that that ain't even true. That we're all the same skin color, man. We know that. And it's funny that they've came up with this term of, oh, it's racist now, when they made that. They're the ones that invented that term of being black, man. They came up with that. But now that it's not benefiting them no more, because people are against that so-called white thing that they've tried to push out there, now all of a sudden they got a problem with people calling out color, because their color ain't getting as much prestige as it used to. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1, and it shall come to pass, when all these things that come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call unto mind among all nations with Yahweh thy power have driven thee. So Yahweh is the one ultimately that drove Israelites into different nations, man. So that because he wanted to make it be a thing where he can show that it's not a thing that, oh, the Israelites' appearance is so unique to me that that's the reason why I'm saving them. Neither. The reason why I'm saving the Israelites is because I want to save them, because when you actually look at the Hebrew Israelites, man, and or you look at the people that this world calls so-called black, right? The way how Yahweh designed them and made them, it's like that he designed them based on an actual sheep. Because look at their hair, it's wool, right? And sheep's faces are actually dark, right? And Yahweh made Israelites look like sheep ultimately, right? Yet, even though he made Israelites look like that, he's also made Ethiopians look like that, man. So even in that, the Israelite image is not completely unique, right? But what is the reason why the Israelites are the chosen and the Ethiopians are not the chosen? Ultimately, because Yahweh wanted to choose them, right? That's the only reason why, man. Because Yahweh wanted to choose them. The reason why, as it is written, Jacob is loved and Esau is hated is because Yahweh wanted it to be that way. When he could have made it be written that Esau's loved and Jacob's hated, and then we could have been the people that are blessed with the sword, and we could have been the people that are scoffing, making fake accounts, trying to sow discord between the Edomites who are gonna get the kingdom in the end. That's how it could have been, but Yahweh didn't do it that way, right? Verse 2, and thou shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I commanded this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations with Yahweh thy power have scattered thee. Right? Yahweh is the one that scattered all the Israelites in these different nations and changed their images, man. So that their images of the Israelites was going to eventually end up looking even the same as the images of the Edomites in some places on the earth. But yet the actual Edomites, that seed line goes back to Esau, were not going to receive salvation. But the Israelites that look like Esau, right, but are of the elect, they were going to receive salvation, man. So that it could be known that it's ultimately not according to him that willeth nor him that runneth, right, but according to Yahweh that showeth mercy. Because if it was a thing where, oh, if you look like an Israelite, then you get it, then you get the kingdom. If you can make yourself look as close to this template of Israelite, then you can get into the kingdom. What would the heathen do? Would the heathen men not just say, you know what? Now the so-called black woman has gone way higher in our estimation. She's not no longer the least attractive for us to date. Now she's the most attractive to date, because if we make her push out our children, right, then our children, our sons are going to end up becoming Israelites, and they're going to end up getting the kingdom because we can make our children look exactly the same as the Israelite man's children, and because they look the same, they're going to get the same things. So we're just going to keep having our children with the Israelite woman now. That's all they'd have to do. But Yahweh made it be a thing to where even that can't work, man. They can't get it that way. It's not about appearance. It's about nationality. And ultimately, even more important than that, it's about whether you are of the elect or not, whether you were chosen. Verse 3, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the places whither Yahweh thy power have scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out to the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. So that's why it's not even worth saying, oh, what about if an Israelite is in this place or that place? How is he gonna this? How is he gonna that? Yahweh can get them. Haven't you read about how Yahweh grabbed Habakkuk and dragged him by the hair to feed Daniel in the lion's den? Now, if you don't believe that, then that's fair enough. But if you've read that, then you shouldn't be asking how these people are gonna get the word. Yahweh could show a hologram of brothers teaching, or show a hologram of the word, and make somebody that don't even know that language see that hologram and believe it, man. He could do anything to make people believe. He could give them a dream and make them hear in the dream you're an Israelite. And then now they just start knowing the Lord. Because the scriptures do say that the spirit's like the wind, right? Where does the wind travel? Where does the wind travel, man? Once a man starts speaking about the Lord, right? Do his words not travel into the wind? And who knows where they go after that, man? Who knows whose ears they end up traveling to, man, to make people hear things that they might have never even heard before, man. Who knows? Verse 5. And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love Yahweh thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And that's the real circumcision. If there was ever a circumcision that you wanted or that you needed, right? Let me say it like that. If there was ever a circumcision that you needed, right? It was of your mind, right? It was of your mind, man. Now, that doesn't mean that if somebody done it to the flesh, that that's not necessary, or that they didn't need to do it. That if they wanted to do that, that's their business, man. Right? But the actual circumcision that's needed most is the circumcision of the heart, man. And the ultimate way that your mind's going to be circumcised is through Yahweh doing it, because right now, our minds can be good for 30 days in a row. And then that one day where it's bad, well, then you're really through. Unless you have mercy from the Lord. Or your mind could be good 70 days in a row, and then be bad 7 days in a row, man. Now let me get some more scriptures on how the Israelites are going to be gathered, man. Excuse me. Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger and in my fury and in great wrath, and I will bring them unto this place. And I will bring them again unto this place, and will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people, and I will be their power. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. So Yahweh is going to gather the Israelites, man. He's going to gather them from all the different places that they've been scattered. Right? He's going to gather them. But that means that they're going to have been in all these other places. And how difficult would it be as an Israelite to continue your lineage, right, in a land where there's hardly any other Israelites, and your children stay looking exactly the same as you? How is that going to be possible? It's not going to be possible, right? But some of you people out there, you're the ones that are really carnal, and you're the ones that are really racist when it comes to skin color. And that's where you can't understand the concept of a man being the continuation of his lineage, not the woman. Because if you had a child with a woman that didn't look like you wouldn't love your child as if it was your child. You'll be treating them as though they're your enemy, your enemy's nation, man, because you're stupid. Whereas among us, if we have a child that looks like one of our nations that are our enemies, right, we ain't going to treat our child like they are the enemy nation, even if they came out looking like the enemy nation, man. We're going to treat our child like they're our child. But because you people out there are wicked, that's what you would do. So you try and push out your imaginations and your thought processes on us, man. But we ain't going to do that. That's what you would do, given the chance. Let me get Acts, the 2nd chapter as well, because even in the scriptures, it shows that there were Israelites that came from different places, man, which Christianity gets this scripture wrong every single time they read it anyway. Acts chapter 2 and verse 5, and they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation of the heaven. And when a Christian will read this scripture, they'll try and say, see, there was Jews there, right? And then it also says that there were devout men there. No, dumbass. The Jews were the devout men. Because if it said, and they were Jews, honest men, out of every nation under heaven, you wouldn't say that there. That he's talking about, there was Jews there and then devout men. As if devout men is a nation of people. What are you people talking about, man? Or if it said, and they were dwelling Jews, right? And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, honest men, out of every nation. Would you people say that then? Verse 5 again, and they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven, right? And let's go into some of the nations that it says that they were from. Verse 9, Parthians and Medes and Elamites. Elamites are Indians. So you're trying to tell me that all of these Jews would have looked exactly the same as the Jews that were from Egypt, Would they have looked the same? Or would they have looked the same as the ones that were from Arabian places of the earth? Or the ones that are from Asia? Or would they have looked the same as the ones from Judea? No, they wouldn't have, man. They would have looked different in some ways, man. But because you people are so fixed on skin color, you try and make everyone else be fixed on skin color. Because it's actually you and not us that's wicked, and you can't get around or get past skin color, man. And that's why you find it laughable that we could be Jews or we could be Israelites, because you don't think when you read the Bible that anyone in there was a so-called black person. You don't even believe that the Egyptians were so-called black people. You don't even want to believe that. You damn sure don't want to believe that Adam was a so-called black man, even though it says he was made from the dirt of the ground. Because you people think that our skin's black, right? When it's actually brown. Because you people's minds have been eroded, man. There's rust on. If you people's brains were steel, there'd be rust on there, man. And you people talk about brainwashed. You people need your brains washed. You people actually need your brains washed, man. You people, if you could, which you can't because you're not Israelites, you would need your brains washed by the water of the word, man. But you can't have that because you ain't Israelites. It's clear in the scriptures, man, that Israelites are going to look like all different nations. It's clear. But because you people in this world, you say, oh, if you've got things like one drop rule and all of that, right? You've got terms like mixed raced, right? That's why you people can't understand simple things like you are who your father is. And then you people will come out when you Edomites want to sound exotic, all of a sudden you're something Cherokee. Oh, I'm a bit Cherokee, me. No, you're not. No, you're not Cherokee nothing, man. You're not Cherokee anything. And you know you're not. Or when you want to try and not be cursed out by Jake, you'll say, oh, we all go back to Africa at the end of the day. No, we don't. We don't all go back to Africa. Or when you people want to try and journey to us some way, oh, we all go back to Adam though, don't we? Well, didn't you Edomites have the Bible when you was putting us in slavery during the Atlantic slave trade? You would have known that back then if it was true then, right? How comes you didn't know it then? How comes you didn't ever all these scriptures that you like to say now? How comes you never knew those scriptures then, man? Isn't it interesting? They never said any of those things back then, man. But I'm gonna end the video there anyway, man. Right? There's gonna be Israelites that look like all different nations of the earth, and for all the Israelites out there that you want to try and curse out an Israelite and say, oh, he's an Edomite or he's a heathen and oh, he's a mamzer this and all that, because he don't look like what you think an Israelite's supposed to look like, but they're doing more works for the Lord than you, then what does that say about you then? That you, even though you've got the image, right, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. What does that say about you then? Let's say that these people were what nation you're saying they are. Let's say that these people that look like Edomites were actually Edomites. Shouldn't you then be ashamed that Edomite is doing more works for the Lord than you? That should be embarrassing to you then, right? So if you're right about these people being these nations that you say they are, well then you should be ashamed then of yourself. Because that means you're saying that an Edomite is doing more for the Lord than you are. I'm going to end the lesson there. Shalom to the nation of Israel.